A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
372.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. Fournette, a first down carry. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Lucy, Lucy. Green 80. Green 80. Lucy, Lucy. Move.
From the gun, it's Bortles. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags.
372. Lucy, Lucy. 11B, 11B. Green is up.
Now Bortles. Looking long for Westbrook. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now.
Down! Blue 80! Blue 80! 2-jet! 2-jet! Hey!
Watson on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Dylan Cole. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Short. Those those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Spread right, spread right, spread right, spread right, snap.
Now Bortles to try again after the pick six. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
But I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick six on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and said, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd.
Green 80.
Now Bortles. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. So not only do they get the fumble recovery on the punt, but now look at this field position. He almost took it the distance.
And the ability to not just make the play, but turn it into something all the time. How do we create big plays?
The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7.
Sunday. Punch right, punch right, punch right.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Here we
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Hey, hold it, hold it, hold it.
They get it to him running left. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now, penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about. Now, this is going to put him back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, here's Watson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. To throw is Watson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get...
Tiger. Down. Black 22. Black 22.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Close call. Maybe some hands on both sides. Here they get the defense.
And normally if they have that going on where both sides are fighting through like that, usually if there is a flag, it will go against the guys on D.
So after the hold, an automatic first down, 1st and 10.
Hey, 5-0, 5-0.
The pitch to Fournette, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division every year is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Bortles to throw on second down. It's caught inside the 25. He got 29 yards that time. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. On second down, here's Fournette. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And they'll lose a yard. The Jaguars on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. He may try and run for this. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either
got the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. On second down, here's Miller. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On the toss, here's Foreman. And some room to run now. And he's got this down to the 35. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here, because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
from the red zone now. Watson looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good...
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Texans are in for 6.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 35. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They go play action here on 1st down. That is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Hank.
Bortles will try again on 2nd down. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Here we go. Sunday. Lucy.
Into the red zone. It's Bortles. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up.
Lucy.
Bortles going to go on 4th down. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. And he missed it. No good. This is going to remain a 2-point game after that one. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that Woody
he would have
Hayes?
kept it on the ground.
On first down, Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Clark. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. A gain of 3, second down. Watson trying to get his guys moving. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Now they got to get to the line quickly. On 3rd down, it's Jackson. First by him near the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A first down carry now for Miller. Gave a glimpse of his power, but not a whole lot of space. Down at the 30. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line. Watson steps away to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Back 22! Back 22! Come back, come back! Target!
Watson now to throw. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And with that, they'll take a 1-point lead here in the second. Now, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Green 80. Green 80. Loosen.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
Green 80. Green 80. Hey, let's go. Trips left. Throw left. 372. So right.
Shotgun now for Bortles. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howell. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Second half begins with a run from Miller. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part went to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. They begin with a run by Fournette. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Bortles going to run a draw with Fournette. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Hey, let's go. Trips left, trips left.
On second down, here's Bortles. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Cole. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here we go.
Bortles now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here.
372. Move. So right, so right. Hey, let's go. Trips left, trips left.
Throwing is Bortles. Open man right side is Shark. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Bortles now on 1st down. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he is met quickly in the backfield. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Lucy, Lucy.
To throw is Bortles. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And wow, the fair catch was signaled for and taken inside the 5-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. Now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And the pitch goes to Miller. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game.
Back now in Jacksonville. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. And he finds his man Griffin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. On 1st and 10, Watson flushed out right. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
I know you're looking at the scoreboard clock. We're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Bortles. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
11B.
From midfield, here's Bortles. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10.
Lucy.
Now Bortles. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Jadeveon Clowney. In there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And it's taken in at the 9. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll try and run some clock here with Miller. And he's got room. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 31 yards there and a first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
This one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll try the air now with Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll toss it to Miller. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. I love the look you just gave me because I know what you're thinking. If you're going to run towards the perimeter, you better either stay in bounds or get the first down, or both. He did neither.
Imagine the looks he's getting right now from his team, from his coaches. They go over those scenarios all the time, and as you said, he did neither.
On 4th down, Watson. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, here's Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, good move. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Around the NFL fourth quarter right now in Atlanta. And the Falcons have opened up the lead there to a couple of scores. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 27. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
Green 80. Green 80.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. J.J. Watt in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags.
11B, 11B. 372. And 54, Ricky.
Back to throw. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Got to be careful here. They need to move quickly, but it's also 4th. He's back to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Texans are going to win the football game. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Watson setting up the screen for Miller. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Back 22. Back 22.
Watson now to throw. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. Penalty markers down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
1st and 10. Here's Bortles. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Bortles now on first down. Caught. Safarian Jenkins, right side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Texans, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England